This is a story about Robin and a check, okay? And it goes back to about January of this year, 2015. It has to do with the fact that somewhere along the line, and this is very strange, Robin discovers an annuity, basically an investment account that Marion had started, either came to maturity or Robin was contacted why he was contacted and not Leslie, I don't know. Leslie never gets contacted, anything having to do with money. Anyhow, which in itself is strange, but anyhow, we'll let that pass. But Robin calls us, and apparently he had this money. The amount was, it was around $50,000. It's a fair piece of change. So I wish I had it. I could get a really nice sports car with that. Anyhow.
This is how I
think.
Not that you would do that, though. I mean, that would be Mom's money.
Yeah, but I did. So anyhow, I think it's up ahead. Anyhow, Robin calls us and says, well, I'm going to send Leslie a check. She's entitled to a fourth of that. Even though it was on my name, it's really for all four of the siblings. And I said, well, I think I talked to him. I said, oh, well, that's nice. I'm glad you're doing that. Blah, blah, blah. I don't see it, Barnes and Noble.
No, it's up ahead, Dad.
I think it's up ahead.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so nothing happens. And then Zoe calls us and tells us that, asked us if we got the check. Or I think she asked us so Zoe's involved in this narrative too. So, a few days later, the check arrives. And it's not made out to Leslie Guillory.
Yes.
It's made out to Leslie Tanner.
Okay.
Now,
can you still cash it like that?
That's
not
the
really.
He sent us a check, but he didn't send us a check. He knew darn well
I had to get a copy of my birth certificate.
We had to find a copy. It took us 3 days to find Leslie's no, it wasn't just your birth certificate. It was our
certificate of marriage.
So we took it to Regions Bank, and even though we have a lot of accounts and have had a lot of accounts with that bank, we have some CDs and things like that, and I have a checking account. Your mom has a checking account, so they got tons of information on us. It's not like we just walked in the bank. They wouldn't cash it. And I know...
Well, they did when we got the
originally they would not cash it. So I called, or Zoe called back, or I called Zoe, and I said, Zoe, I said, what really ticks me off about this is that it's a form of marginalization. I said, what Robin's doing is saying that even though she has been my wife for some 45 years, he's not acknowledging that. She's still just his little sister and a Tanner, not a Guillory.
Yeah, and it's their lack of acknowledging that I have a life of my own.
And Zoe says, oh no, he just made a mistake. And I said, Zoe, that's possible. But even if it was just a mistake, it's a telling mistake, and you as a psychologist should recognize that, and as a woman, you should recognize that this is a form of marginalizing. And she shut up at that point, because she knew I was right.
Yeah.
And so anyhow, a couple of days later, meanwhile, we're fighting with the bank. It takes us 3 days, Gail, 3 solid days to get this untangled. All because of Robin. And then he calls, and I knew exactly what he was doing. He was going to do his stupid role. Oh, I didn't know what I was doing. This is horseshit. Can you understand now, Gail, why there's there are layers of these things, not just one or two.
And a lot of it goes back to my mom.
And these stretch over time, Gail. They're not just like last week or so forth. They go, and they keep coming into the present. And they're serious stuff. I mean, this was a big chunk of money. It all was your mother's money. I mean, I didn't take the money. It was for her. But it really pisses me off to see that, your ex, Carl, believed that Robin was stealing money from us, that there was more money involved with the sale of the house and all that we didn't know about. We never got an accounting statement about that game. We were just told this is.
Mom, have you ever asked them? Maybe you should ask just for
It's water under the bridge, Gail. Really.
And I mean, I'm not griping about it because I was pleased that we got anything at all.
And I was pleased that we left that area.
And you and
I think it was important we did.
Oh shit! It just shut down. My
That's okay.
battery's down.
That's okay.